Zebec and Gatenox is a huge deal that 99% of people aren't paying attention to. We're going to get into the fundamentals of why it matters to you, who exactly is Gatenox, and why we decided to do this collaboration once again. So, with that said, back with the brother Rue.
Bam!
Always good to be with Rue. Let's jump into this. What do we have? Well, it's this right here. And as you see here, man, oh man, it says catch the full interview, which I don't recommend, sorry to say, with Wojciech Zatorsky. The reason why is it's really, really boring. It's like watching paint dry. I hate to say that. Uh, you know, it is. Anyway, he's founder of Gatenox, but he dives deep into their partnership and how it powers on-chain payroll, cars, and compliance. And the reason why I say it's boring is because it's just all about compliancy. And that's basically about it. You're more than welcome to watch it, but whatever the case be, Rue and I will share some things that are really, really interesting. So Wojciech, of course, is also leading Zebec's SOC2 and ISO 222 compliance. This is so major, right? For a lot of you guys, you feel as though the SOC2 and ISO 222 compliance they kind of go together like peas and carrots, right? So again, the whole thing of these initiatives securing their future on regulated finance. Now, before I jump back over to Rue, I want you guys to see this. This is their X page, AI-powered KYC. Again, know your customers, what it stands for if you're new to all this. For Web3, interesting to see that they're out of London, England. Okay, so that's worth pointing out. And the other thing I want to jump into is their website. Here's a website. Like it says, everything compliance in one place. This is right up the alley for quite a few projects moving forward. You know, so much emphasis on ISO 222, so much emphasis on obviously which ones will survive. You know, like 99% of all crypto is going away, according to Brad Garlinghouse. Are the projects that are in compliancy going to be the ones that, you know, basically to survive? Rue and I did a recent outline on Metallicus. Seems as though that they're pounding home the whole thing of compliancy. So this is what we want to see. This is good. This is what also caught my interest when I got into it. So Gatenox is a comprehensive compliance and verification hub for organizations participating in the digital economy. So again, really, really big on the whole thing of compliance, KYC, simplifying due diligence, right? 3-in-1 tool. I mean, all these things sound good. But this part, I like the idea that they have not just a platform, but they have a corporate platform and an enterprise platform. And basically, this tells me that institutions would use this. Okay, that means a lot more of that smart money, a lot more liquidity being added to the project compared to just retail money. That's the bottom line for me. And if anything, I'm going to kick it over to Rue. How would you like to earn an extra $100, $200, or even $500 a day, even more than that? I have many friends that are earning money every single day trading futures on BTCC. It's a simple process, and even if you don't want to learn how to trade, you could follow a trader on the site and let him do the trading for you, and you will earn according to his trades. Sometimes I follow All the Money by Q, and his trades earn me money. He has a 93% success rate, and he earns a great percentage. So even if you don't know how to trade, there is a way to make money. But I suggest learn how to trade. Earn you some extra money on BTCC. It's easy, you don't have to KYC, and you don't have to use a virtual private network VPN. This is a wonderful site. They've been around since 2011. Give them a shot. Also, when you earn that extra money, you can store that on your DCENT wallet. The DCENT wallet was not affected by the recent XRPL debacle, where the backdoor of many wallets was open and there was a breach. So DCENT wallet was not affected by that. DCENT wallet is as safe as you keep your seed phrase. It's a wonderful product, and you can get the discount by using the link. It's the only way to get the affiliate discount, and that is to use an affiliate link. So that link is popping up on the upper right side of your screen, and it is the one that you will use. You will also get free shipping. Pick you up a DCENT wallet today. Secure your assets. If you don't have them stored in a wallet and sitting on an exchange, then you're at risk. So pick you one up today. Thank you. Take it away, Rue Black.
So I know on my channel we talked about this a little bit, guys. It's good to have both my and Max's opinion on this. Now, this SOC 2 or ISO 27001 seems to me like it's going to be regulation for digital identity. Okay, and it's going to be very, very important for digital identity. If you guys caught the show in which I went over the Zebec compliance spaces, definitely go over to my channel where we went over the Zebec compliance spaces in which Zoicek first spoke. Simon said that this is going to be paramount for everyone. Like basically, if you don't have digital identity built into your platform, you will be at a disadvantage as far as like, with payment and things around the world. So again, like Max said, we just did an outline on Metallicus. They already have DID built into their web auth wallet. Zebec is going to have it built into their super app, which they're going to have through ADP, their partner ADP, and build that into payroll. So now everything that Zebec does via payroll can now be connected up, and you will know your customer. You will have that DID there. So now that will make things easier for them with lending. It will make things easier for them with things like a partnership with Propy, which we already know they have. So if you want to buy a house, now it's going to be easy and simple, and it won't take days to clear your payments. You will already be known. You'll already be known to the bank. The whole Nostro Vostro thing is like done now. So instead of taking weeks for your house to close, imagine closing your house like the same day. Like imagine that. Imagine how much more commerce things can be if they close the same day. If there's no Nostro Vostro accounts, if it's just like immediate. And this is what this will provide for Zebec, right? Embedding the digital identity into their card. Okay. So I know it's compliance, but this is a huge, 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 huge thing for Zebec here.
It is, and the part I want to jump into, the finalizer for you guys, is this part from Gatenox.com. Let's just jump into that briefly. And what you're going to see here is not so much of this part, but it's actually this. So if you go to the site, which is gatenox.com, and click on product and scroll down to document AI, this should be your aha moment. All right, so let's talk about this for a brief moment. So basically, let's pull this back up on the screen, excuse me, and exit out of the full screen layout if it will allow us to do that. My goodness. All right, we'll just keep it up on there for a moment. All right, excuse me. So what stood out here for me was this thing called Document AI. And basically the reason for this is because if you think about this, Rue, I mean, this is got a lot of comparisons. So for one, I cover XDC. XDC, electronic bills of lading. Okay, we know that they're going to stand out moving forward when it comes to trade. But again, some of these documents, what about AI documents? Well, with Gatenox, they talk about elevating your document management with Gatenox Document AI. It's a revolutionary, like it says, tool, but it's revolutionary to understand complex documents. Well, again, if we're going from that old era of like what Rue mentioned of Nostro Vostro and whatnot to this next era, well, do you have cutting edge tools specifically designed to, for compliance moving forward with Web3? I think obviously the answer is yes. You can do like summaries of it all. It says dive into the essence of your documents with Document AI summarization feature. Sophisticated algorithms sift through extensive text to deliver clear, concise summaries. I mean, imagine a lot of us, right? We're looking over at a contract. A lot of us don't look over the contract. Most of us are not necessarily with a lawyer or whatnot. You have a tool that will be game changer for that. That's big, right? And then this part, translate effortlessly. Language barriers are a thing of the past, right? With Gatenox Document AI, experience smooth, seamless transactions that connect diverse audiences and facilitate unhindered communication. So again, I'm thinking about like a lot of people from overseas markets and whatnot. Um, for a lot of us in the United States, we sometimes feel like everybody speaks English, but in reality, not everybody in the world speaks English, right? You can have something like a tool that just boom gets it done for you. This is where commerce is taken to the next level, at least in my opinion. Maybe you don't feel the same way, but look more into this. The other area I want to jump down to is they have like these Q&As, but again, for me, it's the whole ability to quickly summarize all of it. I mean, even like when we're on Grok, right? We have to tell Grok to, hey, summarize the research, right? So I do think this is a big deal moving forward. And again, I like this because it gives us an idea of a different example of, you know, Zebec and their connections. We talked about payroll. We talked about their connections to Ripple. And, if anything, Rue and I will do more of a deeper dive in the future, maybe on Robert Mitchnick and Simon Babakani, their key relationship that they have. But it's always interesting to cover a lot of these key things and then obviously share it with you guys because it tells us and you that, yeah, there's publications that are shared among the community, but sometimes you just need people, whether it's me or Rue or whoever, to look more further, to take it to the next level and bring it to you guys as a community. So really glad to do this
Right.
collaboration with
Right,
Rue
right.
once again.
And there with the documentation that points out some other things to me here, as far as like taxes. Shout out to Blue Collar Crypto. I know he mentioned something with Mural. Um, Zebec has a partnership with Mural, and in that partnership, they had a company called Intuit, and Intuit does tax software for QuickBooks and other companies. So imagine now that you have this Gatenox plugged in here and it has the AI documentation. Now you can do know your customer AI documentation. It already has your payroll, so it may already have your W-2s and things like that. And it can quickly just spit that out and now generate to Intuit all your tax information. And it's done, right? I can imagine that maybe Zebec says with the super app, hey, we can now connect to Intuit and we can, for a small fee, do your taxes for you. Since we already know your KYC and we already have your W-2 information, we can do your taxes for you for a small fee and instantly pay you your tax money. No more like trying to go through H&R Block and doing all this stuff with them or whoever you do your taxes with. But now taxes are done almost instantly. And, for an extra fee, they can do that for you because they have all the documents and they already know who you are and you're already verified and trusted through that system, right? That's wonderful. And this is the same type of process that we described with doing that for real estate. Okay. Now imagine doing that also for lending. Okay. We already know your 401k. We have that through ADP. And now you want to get a loan. We can use your 401k as collateral, or we already know your assets because they're on the blockchain as well as far as like a real world asset. It's already on the blockchain. We have it through Ondo, where we have your Tesla or we have your car or your house on blockchain through Propi. We know how much equity you have in it. Okay, well, we can give you a loan for this, and like it can already even just come to you in an email through your super app. Like you have this much equity in your house, or you have this much equity in your Tesla. Do you want this loan for this amount of interest? Like it can already be given to you, like and there for you, and all you have to do is kind of click a button, and you have the liquidity now. That's crazy to think about, but Gatenox could make all of this possible through the DID and the AI documents. Pretty cool to me. I like that. Pretty huge to me, Max.
It is pretty huge, and it's just another example. A lot of you guys use this example, but it's a great one. It's like again, how many times have we referenced Blockbuster or Hollywood Video in the past? It's like they didn't innovate, but who innovated? Netflix. Well, even Netflix, when they first came around, it's like, you know, mailing the actual physical copies of the DVDs, or I don't know if they went as far as Blu-rays, but at least the DVDs, that was a thing. Well, they had to get even more innovative and just like, nah, forget this. We'll just make everything digital. So the way I look at it is, you know, your Jackson Hewitts, your H&R Blocks. I mean, how many darn tax organizations are out there? Having this type of integration, you know, if I was H&R Block, I'd be like, hey, you know what? We have got to innovate. We have got to incorporate this radical change that's going to come. Otherwise, we're not going to exist. We'll cease to exist. We'll be the Blockbuster of the tax system. You know, like
Right.
they don't want to be that. They still want to be that name brand moving forward, but it's in reality it's who is heading up their organization. Are they making the right decisions? So who knows? Maybe we'll see. Maybe that's a deep dive in itself, Rue. You know, see what's
Yeah.
going on with your Jackson Hewitts, your H&R Blocks. Like, are they, integrating any form of blockchain? It'd be interesting. But I do remember your deep dive, your live show actually, when you talk about Intuit. Now it was screaming out for me. I was like, yeah, I've used Intuit QuickBooks before. So
Yep.
anyway, guys, glad to bring this material to you guys. Simply do us a solid if you listen to the entire outline and drop into the comments this key comment, and that is 99%. Because in reality, at least on my channel, 99% of you guys aren't really watching the Zebec content, but at least you are over on Rue's channel. So that's no beating up of my community. That's just being real. Check out more about Zebec, for crying out loud. You'd be glad that you did. I'm still way up on Zebec because I bought at the bottom, and so glad that I did. Shout out to Rue Black, my brother here, Crypto Future 99. You know, I said if these two guys got into Zebec, I'm gonna get into Zebec because they called it right on some other key plays. You guys know what those are, and yeah, nice to have a Zebec update for you all. So saying goes, know what you have, know why you hold it. The research trumps FUD 110%, and glad to be back with Rue. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Peace.